Today, for the Bitcoin and altcoin markets, there is massive evidence that the altcoin dominance might be increasing soon and that the altcoin cycle might be starting very, very soon. That's why we are doing this very special episode with DavinciJ15, and we will explore not only Ethereum, not only Litecoin and BNB, but also two secret altcoins. We will check out their potential and where the price might be going to in the immediate short term. So if you are looking forward to that, make sure you smash up the like button right now. You are subscribed to the channel. And that being said, we want to come to the most important question of today. DavinciJ15, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing great. Still under the weather, so in this episode I might cough a few times, but please forgive me if I do so in the microphone. And how are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing very well. I hope you get well soon because you are going to Bali and you should enjoy your time over there with Tone Vase and all the other crazy people. But that being said, I wish you all the best. I want you to get well. Thank you so much that you are taking your time, even though you are under the weather, and exploring with us the altcoin section today and the 5 specific altcoins. For everyone watching, we will leave all the specific timestamps in the pinned comment down below where you will find the certain, altcoin TAs of Ethereum, BNB, Litecoin, and 2 secret altcoins which we will explore today. And DaVinci, maybe we can pull up the charts and we can see your exact game plan, how you want to scale into these altcoins and maximize your gains within the next few weeks and maybe even month to accumulate more Bitcoin.
Sure, yes, let's just do that. Let's start with one of my darling coins that I like. At first, well, let me tell you a story about Ethereum. When I first heard about it, I got in really cheap, right? Way at the very, very beginning. I mean, it's just, you would cry if you saw the price that I got it at.
I think I heard the price before, yeah.
And basically, I started studying how Ethereum worked, and I realized that it didn't use UTXOs, and then also, based on that fact and a few others, that this was partially centralized, right? And that was my concern. I figured, right, oh my gosh, you know what, this coin, they if the government forces them to, they can make changes and roll things back instantly. And they proved it with the DAO. So
with the DAO,
keep that in mind when you're buying this coin. I mean, it does have like a lot of potential, a lot of cool things. This is an experiment, and I think we're going to learn a lot from this, whether or not it ends up being the top coin. I think it's probably still going to be sticking around because again, the government knows that they can actually control this. So yes, keep that in mind.
There are some good news, it's just the SEC. They said it's not a security, but in the end, you are here for decentralization, and maybe that changes one day. So always keep that in mind. We are scaling into altcoins to maximize our Bitcoin portfolio, because Bitcoin is the only centralized thing which cannot really be shut down by a government or by anyone who doesn't like it. Sorry for interrupting, but that was actually such a great disclaimer of yours.
Yeah, that's a good point. All the prices that we're going to talk about with each of the cryptocurrencies is going to be priced in Bitcoins. The reason why is because Bitcoin's money. Let's leave it at that. All right. You don't want more dollars. Trust me, because I get the feeling sometime next year, we're going to all be millionaires. And that's not going to be a good thing. Right?
Exactly. It's about the purchasing power and how much you can actually buy with the US dollars. What you want to do if you have millions and millions or billions of US dollars, but you cannot really buy something for it. So great, DaVinci, very great point. So let's come to Ethereum and what is your exact price target for Ethereum? What's your game plan? When do you want to scale in? And what do you think the price might be going to in terms of Bitcoin?
Well, ever since Ethereum's existence, except for 1 year, it would always bottom out near Christmas time, near the December time frame. And so I'm looking to pick up some cheap Ethereum in the future. And I'm looking at a pullback to the 61.8 at the very least. Probably going to go a little bit lower because of this wick here on this exchange. Maybe it doesn't exist on another exchange. Let's take a look, because this is Poloniex here, and obviously you see it doesn't exist, but the others do. The other wicks do. So, and look where those tails, actually they're called. Look where they end up, right at the 61.8. I mean, this is giving you the trade here, right?
You cannot make that up, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And so, looking at the 4 hour, you can see there was a nice little Wing pattern there, the little cheeky W, and then off we went for the races here. So that's really important to look for the W's. And you can see a larger W in a larger time frame, of course, and it took off. But the good news is, right, if you didn't miss the boat, that's the good news about this, is that every single, I already checked this, right, every single exchange has what this called this divergence in the what volume price, volume. So the volume, right, went higher over here, but the price went higher here, but the volume went lower. This is a huge sign that it's going to take a bath. And so effectively, when I saw that, I actually sold most of my Ethereum right about here, right? And because you could see this was the perfect opportunity to sell. If you just did it at 61.8, that's exactly where the sell zone was, and I hit it right on the nose there. So I was like, yeah, man. I mean, I'm going to sell up here, of course, and I'm going to buy back my Ethereum back down here. And that's an easy target to make for Ethereum. And of course, nothing's for sure. If the United States government decides, the Federal Reserve says, you know what, 60 billion a month is not enough.
Yeah.
We need 600 billion. That's going to be a problem.
So your game plan is actually you already sold your Ethereum, but you are you are going to scale back in at the 61.8 at the 0.01879 level. And of course, you are still, after we hit that level, you are still expecting it to recover. So what are your price targets actually for Ethereum? And when are you going to take profits?
Well, I with all my altcoin portfolios, I always just use the little old lady strategy. It's the simplest, easiest thing to do. You know when to sell, right? It's the difficult part is when to buy. If I were to buy at the 61.8, but 18, of course, I'm going to be selling close to the 0.4 mark. So I would say 0.36 would be a double there, 3.6, 3.7 or something like that. And that's where I'd be selling. So that's way up here. Let's just see what that looks like on a larger time scale, right? Let's go to a weekly so we can see this a little bit better. Right. Oh, the weekly looking really juicy. I'm surprised it actually will come back down here actually with it breaking above the 13 EMA. But honestly, Ethereum is classic of dumping down. I mean, there's only 1 year that it did not go down on and hit the lows around the Christmas time. So I'm betting that it will do the same thing before we see some highs. So it's not like I sold all my Ethereum though, right? And so don't worry if I miss the boat, I missed the boat, and I can always just buy it back. I can FOMO back in if I have to, but I'll see what the price action does.
Yeah.
Before
but
I
it's
do
actually
anything.
good. We don't want to chase the markets. We want the markets to come to us. And your strategy, the little old lady strategy, not only of yours, but also of your friends at the Rational Investor, this is actually a good strategy because once you scale into an altcoin, of course, with an amount you are willing to lose, once you have your first sell on a double, you already have your initial investment back. And everything what happens afterwards, no matter how high that altcoin cycle goes, every single sell is a pure profit to you. So once you had that first sell on a double, you are actually released already, and everything which happens afterwards, you can set your limit sell orders, and it's something like passive income. So thank you so much for that strategy and the buy-in price also. Do you have any other altcoins you want to talk about also? You mentioned so many interesting altcoins at the moment.
Yeah, I'm thinking, well, you know what? I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to get a double on this, getting in at the 8 at this level here. Only reason why is because if you take a look, there's a lot of traffic here in this area. So, and this is approximately where I'll be selling. So it will be a difficult slog, but I think Ethereum can do it because usually what it does is just pokes its head up higher than what it does than the traffic area and then comes back down. So I think I might get lucky on this one because Ethereum has a lot of momentum when it comes to people buying it. So going on to Binance, right? I like Binance. I've always tried to get in and I've always failed because what I do is always set the fibs and try to come back to the 61.8. And as you can see, it just does not like me. Right?
Yeah, Binance has not the same retracements like other altcoins. It's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
working completely different. I want to show you something. While you are drawing your Fibonacci lines, there was a very, very funny tweet, actually. Someone was asking us right here on Twitter, do you spot a W ready to double down on some BNB? This paycheck? And then he was asking us and also DaVinci. And DaVinci here said, BNB is a buy. And then CZ even answered with these small little eyes. So it seems like CZ was pretty happy about that tweet. But of course, man, a lot of people are a little bit critical towards him. But what we have to admit, this is at least an altcoin which has a use case and it makes somehow sense. So it might be very interesting to explore a little bit on that. So yeah, DaVinci, what's your game plan for BNB? How do you want to scale in and what are your price targets?
Well, Binance always takes off on me. I'm never able to get a wick down along the way. What happens is it just keeps going, and eventually pops out, and you're like, I don't want it way up here. I don't even want the 61.8. So I remember this cycle, right? After that cycle, I was like, oh yeah, it comes back down like all other coins. So I'm gonna get it too. And so I tried to get in at the 61.8 from here, right? I started for here, and then there was like nothing. And then I went to here, and then there was nothing, and I'm like, okay, forget it. It's gone. And then, of course, it hits the 61.8, kind of there, almost there, and then it comes back up. But, I was like, okay, you know what, I'm not getting in that one, so I'll find another coin. And I continue, I'll wait for the next time when it comes all the way down to, say, 78.6, because like all coins come down to the 78.6 at least. But this did not want to come back. I mean, look, most altcoins would always like visit their lowest lows. And look, it has not done that. Even Ethereum has come. If you look at on the weekly chart, right? Look where it's back to. I mean, are we on Bitstamp? Let's try Bittrex is better because it has more time frame. I mean, even Ethereum, the darling Ethereum, has come all the way back down to the very beginning, practically.
So we need a special game plan for BNB. How is that special game plan looking like? I can already guess it's not the 61.8 this time.
Exactly. I've been exploring another method to get in on a runaway cryptocurrency or runaway price action. And so I've noticed that the pullback to the 23.6 level will allow you to buy in. And if you get stopped out at 38.2, that's where you should take your stops because it could go all the way to 61.8. But the normal and if it's like this, 38.2 is a perfect. I mean, the 23.6 is a perfect point to buy. Another option is you could wait for the 38.2 because it does. Notice here it will do that on some cases, but most of the time it will not.
So it depends.
So here, let's take a look. So if we retrace this, no, it barely got to the 38.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. You just barely got in there. Like on your skin of your teeth, I think. Let's see here. Let's zoom in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little difficult to say that it did because it just tipping it. Like we'd have to go what you got it at. Oh, nope, no 38.2 here. Let's see, maybe this one right here. Nope, it does not want to come back. You can see, in this that example there. So I expect it to do the same thing here. Basically, wherever the top is, right? You start hunting for the tops, and you go to the shorter time frames. And then you wait for the tops, and then you go, okay, I'm going to set my buy order here. It goes a little bit higher, you have to raise your fibs again, right? Until you get that buy. And that's it, because it's not coming back to even the 38.2.
So your game plan is right now to scale back in at the 23.6, which is 0.0021942 Satoshis. And that will be your buy-in order. What are you planning? Where do you want to sell BNB? Again, on a double? Do you have the little lady strategy?
That's it, only on a double.
On the
double.
So
if I can catch this at anywhere, I have to wait until the market comes to me. So it could go higher, Just keep that in mind. And I just have to move my fibs and move my buy order in.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
With the price going higher and not retracing right now in that exact moment, of course, also the buy-in price goes higher and higher until your buy order at the 23.6 gets actually hit. So that's the Binance game plan, which is a little bit different to the Ethereum game plan, of course, because it behaves differently. And now you also have another, which is the first secret altcoin we want to discuss today before we come to altcoin at the other one. And this is 0x. In the meantime, I want to quickly mention for everyone watching, you probably know that we have a collaboration with Bybit ongoing. And the funny thing is, and always there you have to be extremely cautious. You can sign up with our link, and after depositing 0.2 Bitcoin, you can get $60 for free. And the beauty about that is you can also trade on altcoins with that, on Ethereum, EOS, and XRP. But of course, on altcoins with leverage, you have to be even more cautious because the volume is a little lower. You get sometimes higher wicks, and this is very, very important to mention. So everyone who is contemplating right now to trade on Bybit, take advantage of that huge opportunities out there. Always take care about the risks involved. And yeah, man, if you want to support us, if you want to trade altcoins and Bitcoin on Bybit, click that link. It takes like 24 seconds and 0.2 Bitcoin deposit to get that free bonus over here. And that being said, what about 0x? It has already taken off, but yeah, maybe you have a specific game plan for that one.
Yeah, going into tax loss selling season, let's just see here. If you were purchasing this year, you're still down most likely. Let's see. We'd have to see the dollar value, but I think that this coin will probably roll over and at least do a W, because there's no real. I mean, you could call this a cheeky little W down here, and if you do, then it has to revisit it down here, but I don't think so. I think it will revisit this one here, this top here. This is a 78.6. I really don't think you should should not be buying this. If this takes off and face rips to the moon,
yeah,
just let it do so. Do not chase, right? You don't know how high the odds of this coming back are much higher than it going face ripping to the moon. So consider that.
So right now, 0x is not a buy for you. If it is, it will be at a huge retracement level of the 78.6 or even lower.
Exactly. So I'd be looking to buy. I would start your buying order at the 61.8, which is at 2489 satoshis. Right, and start it there. Hang on a second. Let me just put the square box here. But this would be my buying zone basically. I mean, this is way overbought. I would not be touching this with a 10-foot pole. I would be looking to set it, enter in this thing down here. And if it goes, it goes. I mean, that's all it is.
But it's great to know, because when we are talking about a possible upcoming altcoin season, we are not talking about the altcoin season starting tomorrow. We are not talking about all altcoins pumping at the same time. We are talking about an opportunity within the next weeks or maybe even a few months to scale back into altcoins and thereafter make massive gains by scaling out again into Bitcoin. This is not a short-term thing. This is not an overnight make money scheme or something like that. This is a game of patience actually. And as you can see, for BNB and for Ethereum, things are looking much better than for 0x, for example. So DaVinci, what is the next one? What is the next altcoin you?
Well, actually, you're right. Just keep in mind, I want people to remember that this is a long game. This is a long game when you're dealing with the little old lady strategy. You're trying to get in the cheapest prices you could possibly get, because the little old lady is very cheap. She's a cheapskate. Yes. She doesn't want to pay the high market price. She wants a discount at all times. And so, yeah, you have to act like her and get discounts, crypto altcoins at a discount. And looking at altcoins at a discount, XRP has begun its flight. It's unfortunate because, as you can see, it did its W and then took off and then came right back to the 61.8, allowing you to get in on some altcoins cheap. Now that it's continuing up. 61.8 retrace is just might be just a lucky thing to happen, but with XRP, because I think it's a crappy coin, I think you'll probably get a fill here somewhere on the 61.8. So wherever 61.8 turns around, it doesn't really matter. I feel that you will get in on the 61.8 on XRP. I just don't like XRP, but I know a lot of people do, and so it will do well, not only because a lot of people like it, is because also the bankers like it, and it works perfectly for the banks.
Yes.
It allows them to they can expand the money supply on XRP if they want to. They can block you if they want to. So if Iran started using our XRP, that's it. They'd be done. They'd be able to block them. So it's perfect coin for that kind of system, for our dollar system. So if you want to support our current dollar system, continue supporting XRP, and that's that.
So what you are saying is for XRP at the 61.8, there are actually opportunities, but for XRP, DaVinci, you are not in for the tech, you are rather in for the money, if I understand that correctly.
Exactly.
Yes.
I know that a lot of people are going to be buying this thing, so I want to profit from that. I don't hate or date coins, I just trade them.
So now, don't hate them, don't trade, don't date them, just trade them. Exactly. And the last altcoin was Litecoin, and you wanted to talk about that because there might be some opportunities in Litecoin also. That's maybe the reason why you put it last. And for everyone who is watching up until the end, we might have some interesting content for you. What do you think about Litecoin? Are there any opportunities in the market? What is your game plan to stack up on some Bitcoin with altcoin trading, with Litecoin trading?
Ouch, this looks ugly.
Yeah, man. After the halvening, it was just like gone.
This does not look good. If this honestly looks like Litecoin is going to fall out of bed, you could take a shot. If you want to trade this, you could take a shot where if Litecoin drops below this point here, you walk away, because this thing could dump all the way down to this bottom right here, like it get cut in half. So
that would be like more than a 50% retracement. Would you set your buy order somewhere around there, or would you just completely stay away from Litecoin?
Well, let's see here. Is there any kind of opportunity on a what's it called? What it is basically extensions. That's what it's called. Extensions. Let's see what the extensions say, and see if there's any kind of levels that we can find. That does find a bottom on this. I mean, we've got this point over here, this one over there that you could probably buy some Litecoin at. I mean, wow. I would wait, and honestly, I would wait for like some sort of Wing pattern to happen in the weekly charts, or even on the daily, before I get in on this, because this is just a disaster plus tax.
So, let me do a quick summary on that, just to get that right. So you think there are major opportunities for the altcoin section ahead, and these opportunities are not for each and every altcoin. You think that for Ethereum and for BNB there are some opportunities. For 0x, it has already taken off, and your buy-in price would be much lower, at a much higher retracement, actually at the 78.2 Fibonacci retracement. For XRP and for Litecoin, it looks a little bit more bearish, especially for Litecoin. You would not trade that at all. But nevertheless, we have some positive things in that episode. Ethereum and BNB, that might be a buy at that specific retracement ratios. For everyone who is interested in that, we can share the trading setups also in our Telegram group. So everyone who wants to see that, just go down in the pinned comment down below, and we will leave our Telegram group there. DaVinci is in there, I'm in there, the MMCrypto team is in there, and we are always sharing the trading setups. Thank you so much, DaVinci. You have a flight to catch this night, and also I will have a flight to catch this night with the MMCrypto team for the Moscow blockchain live, where also I will be speaking there in the name of MMCrypto. So we are always all looking forward to get some updates from you in Bali. And do you have any important updates to share before we wrap it up for today?
No, I don't have any important updates. I'm looking at expanding our cryptocurrencies on Pandora's wallet, because of course I'm going to be using Pandora's wallet for holding all my altcoins. So that's always a good thing. And oh, you know what? There is one more thing. Well, you know what? It's going to be very limited. So there's not a lot of people who will be able to do this. I am going to be trading for a few people who want who want to profit from the little old lady strategy, because it is extremely profitable, especially when you're pricing it in Bitcoins and Bitcoin goes higher, right? So a few people, we'll be allowing a few people joining our basically it's a what's it called, hedge fund or something like that, where we're basically going to be trading the little old lady strategy for you, and you'll be able to withdraw your funds and access your funds anytime you want to, of course. Because
Okay,
it's just
that sounds interesting. It sounds risky, but risky things can be interesting. So yeah, we might drop some more updates about that at a later point of time. Thank you so much for sharing that, and also talking about Pandora's wallet. You can see it there in the background. We will leave a link in the description down below. So if you're interested in that, the product is actually amazing. You have a 30-day free trial. Click the link below and check out DaVinci's wallet, Pandora's wallet, where you can store and trade altcoins from by holding your own private keys, which is actually amazing. For everyone who is watching that, also, if you want to support us, you will find the Bybit link in the pinned comment down below. You get a $60 free bonus, and you can trade there on, in our opinion, like a much better leverage exchange than BitMEX, because you don't have the system overlords. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Before I wrap it up for today, do you have any last words to say, DaVinci?
Yeah, play from a position of strength and don't get wrecked.
Do not get wrecked, guys. Thank you so much for watching. A Bybit tutorial is popping up right here, and we will see each other very, very soon at the next episode of MMCrypto, probably out of Moscow and maybe even out of Bali. So as always, guys, bye-bye.